Living with someone who's a complete contrast. What's it like for me, her roommate? On the outside, she's clearly the cold and aloof campus beauty, pure as ice and jade, but the moment she gets home, she becomes a lazy slob who just sleeps in. Not only does she want to stick to me 24/7, but she also asks me to wash the silk stockings she just took off. She even takes advantage of when I'm not home, pretending to be lost to sneak into my room and sniffing the scent on my blanket. Just because I forgot to wear a mask on the first day of school, my godlike looks ended up attracting the frantic pursuit of 1.3 billion female students. Even the 50-year-old cafeteria lady wants to be my baby. This scared me into quickly renting a place off campus, and unexpectedly, I became roommates with the campus beauty. At that moment, the landlord looked at us and said, "I understand your situation. Right now, I only have one 2-bedroom apartment left. You both want a 1-bedroom and can afford a 2-bedroom on your own. How about you two rent it together?" Hearing that, I looked at the girl beside me and asked, "What do you think?" The girl hesitated for a moment, then nodded. After all, she was facing her own difficulties at the time. Besides, this guy gave her a pretty good first impression. Just like that, the two quickly agreed and signed the contract, grabbing their luggage. Then, the girl pointed to the room on the left and said, "I want this room." I nodded and headed to the other bedroom. By the time I finished unpacking, it was already 7 p.m. I was getting hungry and was about to go out to buy some food. When I got to the living room, I saw the girl sitting on the sofa. I hadn't paid much attention before. Now, seeing her face under the light, I couldn't help but be stunned. Her skin was smooth and delicate, as if it would break at the slightest touch. Her big, beautiful eyes were clear and bright. After noticing me, the girl spoke softly, "Are you free right now? Let's talk for a bit." I responded with a sound of agreement and sat down on the sofa next to her. Her pleasant voice carried a hint of coldness. "Since we're living together now, it's better to set some rules. What do you think?" I nodded. "You go ahead. No personal items in the common areas, and we'll take turns cleaning. No bringing strangers home without permission, and no entering each other's rooms without consent. At night, don't make noise that disturbs the other person." After speaking, she looked straight at me. "Okay, I have no objections. If you want to add anything later, just say so. As long as it's reasonable, I can accept it. Also, my name is Lang Yang." After saying that, I stood up and went out. Seeing me agree so readily, the girl was a bit taken aback, but it also made her lower her guard a little. Finally, she turned her head and added, "Oh, my name is Lin Mukshu." And so, their life together began. Early the next morning, I came out of my room and found the living room empty, but I was about to be late, so I couldn't worry about it. I grabbed my backpack and ran to school. When I arrived panting at the classroom door, it immediately caused the girls in the class to cheer. "Wow, he's so handsome. I'm going to ask for his contact info after class." The boys in the class heard these comments and all threw dagger-like glares at me. I ignored those stares and whispers and went to sit in the last seat by the window. Just then, the classroom once again erupted in cheers from the boys. But I was still lost in my own world. Until the sound of footsteps approached from behind and a faint fragrance wafted past me, I glanced over. Then I froze. It was her. Lin Mukshu. She's also a student at Tianxing University? And what's more, she's in the same class as me. Lin Mukshu walked past me expressionlessly and sat down in the seat in front of me. Once everyone in the class had arrived, the teacher also walked in and stood at the podium. "Hello, students. I am your homeroom teacher and advisor. My name is Li Yue. For the next 4 years, I hope we can all get along well. If you have any problems, you can always come to me, and I'll do my best to help you solve them." After going over a few notices, it was time for self-introductions. The students went up one by one, and soon it was Lin Mukshu's turn. She walked up from her seat. "Hello, everyone. My name is Lin Mukshu." After saying that, she went back to her seat. Afterward, a wave of whispers arose from below. "Her surname is Lin. Could she be from the Lin Corporation? My older brother goes to this school. She was in the same year as him. So she's technically a sophomore senior. She really is the young lady of the Lin Corporation, but it seems she took a leave of absence not long after starting. It caused quite a stir, too. Plus, she's the #1 beauty on the campus rankings, and no one has surpassed her yet." Hearing others' discussions, I couldn't help but frown. I can't believe this person, my roommate, is a rich young lady. So why would she suddenly go out and rent an apartment? Then I shook my head, pushing these thoughts away. Why should I care so much about other people's business? After the self-introductions were done, as per procedure, it was time to elect class officers. The other positions were quickly filled, but when it came to the class president, no one volunteered. Li Yue was not pleased. "Doesn't anyone want to be the class president? In that case, I'll just pick someone." Then she scanned the room and her gaze finally landed on me as I was looking out the window. "You student over there, come up and run." At first, I didn't even realize the teacher was calling me until I heard a tapping sound from the desk in front of me, and I turned my head. I saw Lin Mukshu turned around, tapping the desk to get my attention. "The teacher told you to run for class president." After saying that, she turned back around. "You're Lang Yang, right? Please come up and run for class president." I hesitated for a moment but still went up. "Hello everyone, my name is Lang Yang. I don't want to be the class president." As soon as I said that, everyone in the class burst out laughing. Are all handsome guys this funny nowadays? Beside me, Li Yue's face turned pale. "Be a little more serious, or else he'll just make you the class president." Seeing this, I stammered out my speech. Only then did Li Yue nod in satisfaction. However, since no one else came up afterward, she looked at me teasingly and said, "Not bad, student Lang Young. From now on, you are the class president." Hearing those words, my face immediately filled with despair. After everything was done, the bell for dismissal rang. I went to a nearby market to buy some groceries to take home. As soon as I pushed the door open, I saw Lin Muxue sitting on the sofa eating takeout. Seeing me return with groceries, she felt a flicker of curiosity. Then I went into the kitchen, rolled up my sleeves, and started cooking. Lin Muxue watched my busy figure in the kitchen dazed. He actually knows how to cook, and it smells really good. Not long after, I brought 2 dishes to the dining room. I glanced at Lin Muxue, who was still eating in the living room, hesitated for a moment, then said, "I cooked a few dishes. If you don't mind, you can come have a taste." Lin Muxue was stunned for a moment. She didn't expect him to invite her. Looking at the half-eaten takeout, she thought for a moment and finally sat down across from me. "Thank you." I lowered my head and waved my hand. "It's nothing. I didn't expect us to be not only neighbors, but also classmates. I hope you'll look out for me in the future." "Mom, you too." Lin Muxue looked at me, and seeing my reddening earlobes, the corners of her mouth lifted. She didn't expect this guy to be so shy. After we finished eating, I was about to clean up, but Lin Muxue stopped me. "To thank you for the meal, let me do the dishes." I couldn't refuse, so I agreed. Watching her back, I let out a rare sigh of relief. This is my first time living with someone of the opposite sex. Thankfully, nothing unpleasant has happened. Time quickly passed until evening. Lin Muxue was lying on her stomach on the bed, playing on her phone, her fair legs dangling off the edge of the bed, completely different from the cold demeanor she showed in front of others. Just then, a phone call came in. Seeing the caller ID was Mom, she hesitated for a moment before answering. "Hello, Xiaosui. How is university life treating you?" Lin Muxue was silent for a moment, then replied indifferently, "It's good." The other end of the line was silent for a long time, then came a sigh. "I'm sorry, Xiaosui. I've been really busy lately. You'll be free after this busy period is over. When you have a break, I'll take you out. No need, you can just stay busy." Lin Muxue's voice was still very indifferent. The person on the other end asked again, "Well, do you have enough money?" "Enough. Grandpa gave me some." After saying that, Lin Muxue hung up. On the other side, in an office, Lin Han looked at the disconnected call and shook her head helplessly. She had indeed neglected her daughter's feelings because of work. Then she looked at a photo frame on her desk. In the photo, she and her husband were embracing, the two of them looking so happy and sweet. Until that day, when bad news struck, everything in this family changed. Lin Han stared at the photo, dazed, her eyes gradually turning red. "My dear husband, I miss you so much." After finishing cooking dinner, I went to the door of Lin Muxue's room and knocked. "Time to eat." Lin Muxue answered, collecting her emotions. When she opened the door, she saw I had already served 2 bowls of rice, and several cooked dishes were on the table. Seeing the delicious and fragrant dishes, she couldn't help but swallow. "It smells so good. Come and eat." At the dinner table, both of them were very quiet. Just then, Lin Muxue suddenly remembered something very important, so she broke the silence and said, "I want to talk to you. I can't just eat your food for free." Looking at her expression, I didn't say much. "Let's just split it. Cooking for one, cooking for two, makes no difference. But you're the one cooking these dishes? I'm only contributing money for ingredients. Isn't that a bit unfair?" She thought for a moment, then said, "How about a 60-40 split, my favor? If you refuse, I won't have the face to eat." Seeing her serious expression, I smiled and nodded in agreement. She's really a kind girl. After that, the two continued to eat in silence. After eating, I went to the bathroom. But when I finished showering and came out shirtless, I saw Lin Muxue drinking water in the living room. Both of us froze at the same time. Lin Muxue was the first to react. She quickly covered her eyes and screamed, "You jerk, you big pervert! I'm screwed. I forgot I'm not living alone anymore." "Sorry!" I yelled before running back to my room. Lin Muxue was also flustered and hurried back to her room. 2 doors slammed shut at the same time. After getting back to my room, I sat on the edge of the bed in regret. I haven't been able to break my old habits yet. Finally, I lay down on the bed helplessly. I have military training tomorrow. I need to sleep early. On the other side, Lin Muxue leaned against the door, her face beet red. The image she had just seen was still in her mind. Then she lightly slapped her own face and lay down on the bed. But she tossed and turned, unable to fall asleep. When she woke up the next morning, she had dark circles under her eyes. Seeing me come out of my room, she shot me an unhappy glare. I turned my head away, a little embarrassed. "It won't happen again. I'll be careful." Seeing my apologetic attitude was quite good, she didn't press the issue. Suddenly, I blurted out, "Anyway, it's not like you were at a disadvantage, right?" This time, the anger level of Lin Muxue skyrocketed. "Lang Yang!" My heart skipped a beat, and I immediately took a step back. I didn't say anything. Lin Muxue snorted coldly and went into the bathroom. As for me, I sat on the sofa waiting, out of sheer boredom. But I quickly realized something was wrong. "She's been in there for about 10 minutes. Why isn't she out yet?" I went to the bathroom door and knocked. "How long have you been in there? Why aren't you out yet? I still need to get ready. At this rate, I'm going to be late." Inside the bathroom, Lin Muxue heard the noise outside, and the corners of her mouth lifted. She wanted to get revenge on Lang Yang. Glancing at the time, she gave a mischievous smile. Outside the door, I paced back and forth anxiously. "Big sister, please come out quickly. I can't hold it anymore. I really regret it now. Why did I have to go and make her mad?" Inside, Lin Muzhue heard me, gradually stopped smiling. Did he just call me big sister? Am I really that old? Seeing that it was almost time, she came out of the bathroom. I didn't spare her a glance and rushed in, closing the door behind me. Lin Muzhue stood at the door, covering her mouth to stifle a laugh. Serves you right, she didn't know why she was feeling this way. She was clearly not a talkative person, yet she had made exceptions several times for a boy she hadn't known for long. Perhaps it was because of their interactions over the past 2 days. The feeling Lang Yang gave her wasn't unpleasant, or perhaps it was the food he cooked. In short, she could feel a sense of familiarity from him. Lin Muzhue didn't think about it anymore. She glanced towards the bathroom, let out a soft chuckle, then closed the door and left for school. 5 minutes later, I ran panting to the classroom door. Lin Muzhue, sitting in the back row, saw this and couldn't help but laugh. Li Yuwei's expression was not good either. Someone is already late on the first day of military training. Speak, my dear class president, what happened? I glanced at Lin Muzhue in the back row and met her eyes, which were full of amusement. I have to say, she's quite beautiful when she smiles. Then I looked at Li Yuwei and explained, I'm sorry, teacher. I overslept. I couldn't bring myself to do something like tattling. In the end, after being lectured by Li Yuwei, I was allowed to enter the classroom. When I got to the back of the classroom, I discovered that the last seat by the window had been taken by Lin Muzhue. I shot her a harsh glare. Lin Muzhue glared back without flinching, a provocative smile on her lips. I had no choice but to sit in the second-to-last row. After Li Yuwei finished giving her instructions, she had us go to the sports field to line up. A morning of military training passed quickly. At the instructor's command for dismissal, everyone cheered and headed towards the cafeteria. I walked past Lin Muzhue, glanced at her, and walked away without a word. She smiled, followed me, and said, Is the class president still holding a grudge? I rolled my eyes at her and ignored her. I want spicy boiled pork for lunch today. Now that she didn't have to buy food outside anymore, she deliberately stayed behind to wait for me. Do you really see me as your meal ticket? We already agreed on this. Or would you have the heart to let me go hungry? I would. I snorted coldly and quickened my pace. She knew I was just saying that out of anger, so she followed me. I've already added you on Blue Bubble. You should accept. Why did you add me? To send you money for groceries, of course. She looked at me as if I were an idiot. After accepting her friend's request, she immediately transferred 500 yuan to me. I was startled. This is too much. This is all I have for now. It should be enough for a while, right? If it's not enough, just come find me. It's enough. When we got home, Lin Muzhue went to the bathroom while I prepared lunch in the kitchen. By the time she came out, the food was ready. Lin Muzhue looked at the 2 dishes on the table, especially since one of them was the spicy boiled pork she wanted to eat. She couldn't help but swallow. I'm going to take a shower. If you see the rice is done, you can eat first. After saying that, I went into the bathroom. Lin Muzhue picked up her chopsticks and tried a piece of meat, then closed her eyes in satisfaction. So delicious. She couldn't stop herself and took a few more pieces. The food Lang Yang cooked was truly too delicious. Over the next few days of military training, everyone in the class had changed a lot. To reward everyone, Advisor Li Yuwei bought several large watermelons. Class president, please help distribute the watermelon. So I went up to help pass out the watermelon. Just as I finished, I noticed Lin Muzhue giving her slice of watermelon to the instructor. Instructor Zhang, please have some. We still have plenty over here. Instructor Zhang was about to refuse, but he couldn't resist Lin Muzhue's enthusiasm and in the end, could only thank her and accept it. But when she returned, all the watermelon had been given out. Her water bottle was also empty, and if she went to buy water now, she definitely wouldn't make it back in time. In the end, she decided to just endure it and walk towards the shade. Just as she sat down, a slice of watermelon appeared in front of her. She turned her head in disbelief, saw me sitting beside her. This is for you. Lin Muzhue didn't take it, but asked, Is this yours? No, it's an extra slice for you. Lin Muzhue took it, looking at my slightly red ears, and was lost in thought for a long time. Then the corners of her mouth lifted as she said, Thank you. The watermelon was incredibly sweet in her mouth. Lin Muzhue felt that this was the most delicious and sweetest watermelon she had ever eaten. She knew there weren't any extra slices, not one extra, and not one short, so the slice she was eating was mine, and the fact that she gave her watermelon to the instructor must have been seen by me. The military training period passed by quickly, and in the blink of an eye, 2 weeks were over. I left the school and went to a milk tea shop outside. The shop owner heard the sound, and the man inside the shop looked towards the door. The kid is finally back. It's been a lot quieter around here without you. The person speaking was the shop owner, Zhang Qingming. During the summer break when I was looking for a part-time job, he took a liking to my looks and keenly smelled a business opportunity, so he decisively hired me. And the truth proved his choice was right. For the entire summer break, the milk tea in the shop sold extremely well, and the majority of the customers were girls. After exchanging a few words with the owner, I returned to my workstation. Just then, a female voice sounded from outside. Is the owner here? Coming, I came out carrying a box. But when my eyes landed on Lin Muzhue, I was stunned. Lin Muzhue also clearly didn't expect to see me here, and her reaction was just as surprised as mine. Zhang Tingting beside her was also dumbfounded, completely because she didn't expect to see such a handsome guy. Just like that, the three of them were in a standoff. No one said a word. I was the one who composed myself, looked at them and spoke. What would you two like to drink? Zhang Tingting snapped out of it, but she couldn't hide the boy-crazy look on her face. 1 pearl milk tea and 1 grapefruit lemon tea. Okay, please wait a moment. After paying, the two of them sat down. Xiao Shui, that guy is so handsome. Seeing that Lin Muxu was unmoved, she said, "What's wrong? Aren't you excited?" Lin Muxu thought to herself, "I see him every day, what's there to be excited about? Oh, I forgot you hate guys." Seeing her expression, Lin Muxu explained, "He's my classmate." No wonder. Zhang Tingting then looked at Lin Muxu teasingly. "So, do you have any feelings for him? Or are there other girls pursuing him?" Lin Muxu frowned and glared at her. "Don't talk nonsense." Just as Zhang Tingting was about to ask something more, I brought over the milk tea they ordered. Zhang Tingting stared at my back for a long time before looking away. "He's amazing, girl. I think I'm in love. I want to pursue him." Hearing this, Lin Muxu subconsciously bit her straw lightly. An indescribable feeling spread through her heart. She didn't know why she felt that way either. "Then go for it. He's very popular." Zhang Tingting keenly sensed the strangeness in her tone and suddenly giggled. "Oh, Xiao Shui, do you like him too?" Who? Who said that?" Lin Muxu's flustered reaction was a tacit admission in Zhang Tingting's eyes. After all, she understood her best friend very well. Other people thought she was cold, but only her friend knew that she just wasn't good at expressing herself. And now that she was moved by a boy, a good best friend like her naturally had to play matchmaker. "Okay, so you like him. Then I won't compete with you. Ting Ting, if you keep talking nonsense, I'll hit you." Zhang Tingting shivered and quickly raised her hands in front of her face. "I'll stop talking, all right? Why are you always so cold? It's scary. You'll scare the handsome guy away like this." Lin Muxu ignored Zhang Tingting and looked towards Leng Yang. At that moment, I was busy making milk tea. There were 2 other girls waiting at the counter with little stars sparkling in their eyes, but I maintained a professional attitude, handing them their milk tea with a blank expression. For some reason, Lin Muxu felt a bit sour seeing this, but at the same time, she also felt a slight sense of relief. It seemed I was really popular. Before, it was also because of my heaven-defying looks that she was somehow bewitched into agreeing to live together. If I were a bit more cheerful, maybe I'd be even more popular. Having these thoughts, Lin Muxu herself was startled. Since when had she started paying attention to me? Snapping back to her senses, Lin Muxu met the teasing gaze of Zhang Tingting. She immediately blushed and said, "What are you looking at me for? Girl, I didn't even notice how long you were staring at him." Annoyed, Lin Muxu glared at her and said, "Let's go. I'm not looking anymore." Lin Muxu paid no mind, picked up her grapefruit lemon tea and walked out. Zhang Tingting could only follow. After saying goodbye to Zhang Tingting, Lin Muxu returned to the apartment. Looking at the empty room, she suddenly felt a mix of emotions. Remembering that she had added my WeChat earlier, for some reason, she took out her phone and typed on the screen, "Are you coming home to cook tonight?" After seeing my affirmative reply, a sense of joy welled up inside her, as happy as a child given candy. After an unknown amount of time, the sound of the door opening came from outside. Lin Muxu stood up and saw me carrying a bunch of groceries inside. I smiled at her and went into the kitchen to prepare dinner. She followed me and said tentatively, "Let me help you wash the vegetables." "No need, just go sit down. I can't let a girl do this kind of work." Looking at my busy back, she said apologetically, "I'm sorry, does this affect your plans?" "No, it's just that my classmates invited me out to eat later, so I won't be eating at home." Lin Muxu hummed in response and returned to the living room. When I brought the food out, she asked with some hesitation, "Did you work part-time this afternoon?" "Yeah, is your workplace still hiring?" Hearing that, I looked at her in surprise. "Why, you want to get a part-time job too?" Lin Muxu nodded, then lowered her head again. "If this is too much to ask, then never mind. It's fine, I'll go ask for you." "Okay, thank you." Just then, my phone vibrated. It was a message from Hu Feng, whom I had just befriended this afternoon. "Barbecue at the school's food street. Get over here." Seeing this, I looked at Lin Muxu and said, "I'm heading out first." Lin Muxu pressed her lips together and replied. Looking at the closed door, a feeling of emptiness washed over her. On the other side, I followed the address Hu Feng sent to a barbecue restaurant. Seeing me arrive, Hu Feng called out enthusiastically, "Class president, over here?" I walked over, pulled out a chair, and sat down. Soon, they had finished ordering. Everyone ate and chatted, and the atmosphere became lively. After eating for a while, Hu Feng looked at everyone mysteriously. "Does everyone remember our class's beauty, Lin? How could we forget? If you have something to say, spit it out." Hu Feng gave a sly smile. "You all probably know that the campus beauty Lin was originally a sophomore, right? But I have some inside information that you don't know. You all know that the campus beauty line took a year off. Actually, there was a hidden story behind it." Hearing this, everyone's curiosity was piqued. "Stop being mysterious, just say it." Even I stopped what I was doing to look at Hu Feng. Back then, campus beauty line was incredibly popular. The guys pursuing her could line up from the school gate all the way here, but because she rarely appeared and had a cold personality, she still doesn't have a boyfriend. But even so, there were still many who pursued her. There was even a rich young master who wanted to pursue her, but she beat him up. After that, Campus Beauty Lin took a leave of absence. Some said her family had problems, so she had to suspend her studies. Others said it was the school's punishment for her. In short, there were all sorts of rumors. After finishing his story, Hufeng looked at everyone's expressions with smug satisfaction. So, I had to ask the upperclassmen to find all this out. Nice, nice. Everyone gave a thumbs up, then everyone continued eating. While I sat on the side, deep in thought with my head down, just then, Hufeng placed a hand on my shoulder. Big handsome Lang, I have something to ask you. I feel like you and Campus Beauty Lin are very close. It's not like you two have something going on, right? Hufeng raised his eyebrows with a mischievous smile, giving me a look that said I know what's up. There's nothing, I answered casually. Who would believe that? I've seen you and the Campus Beauty together several times, and all the signs during military training all indicate that your relationship isn't normal. Hurry up and tell me, what stage are you two at? There's nothing, and I'm not going to date. Hufeng looked unconvinced, but seeing that I didn't want to say more, he didn't ask again. And this meal was very enjoyable. After eating everything, everyone went their separate ways. The next day, I woke up very early. Today is the first day of classes. I didn't want to be late again. I went out and saw Lin Muxue brushing her teeth in the bathroom, so I had to sit on the sofa and wait. After she came out, I couldn't help but tease her. If you were like last time, spending over 10 minutes in there, I'd be done for. It's still early. Lin Muxue thought about what happened last time, and the corners of her mouth slowly curled up. A moment later, I finished getting ready and was about to leave. Lin Muxue also grabbed her school bag and left with me. In the elevator, I yawned and said listlessly, "You don't have to wait for me. You're overthinking it." She put on an arrogant expression and turned her head away. When we got to the classroom, she quickly took the seat in the last row. "Sorry, find another seat." Seeing this, I snorted coldly and sat right down next to her. Lin Muxue was immediately startled. After composing herself, her face turned pink. She wanted to say something but held back. "I'll sit wherever I want." Hearing this, Lin Muxue angrily turned her head away. Having a man sit next to her made her a little uncomfortable. As for me, I was staring blankly. Why is this girl so cute when she's angry? Her small face was flushed, lips pressed tightly. It was devastatingly cute. Noticing my gaze, she suddenly stomped on my foot with all her might. I sucked in a sharp breath of cold air. It hurt so much. This girl is really strong. Soon, the substitute teacher walked in. The two of them reined in their thoughts and began to listen attentively to the lecture. The professor's lecture was very easy to understand, but there were still two parts I didn't quite get. Then I looked at Lin Muxue, who was diligently taking notes beside me. She turned her head and said coldly, "What are you looking at me for?" "I have two questions to ask you." Lin Muxue nodded with a professional look. "Let me see." The distance between the two of them instantly became very close. From my perspective, I could smell the faint fragrance on her, so much so that I wasn't looking at the question, but was focused on her side profile. Her skin was beautiful, very fair, like a peeled egg. Thinking of this, my face grew even hotter. "Do you get it now?" After explaining, Lin Muxue looked up and saw me blushing and in a daze. This pervert isn't thinking about something else, is he? As she thought this, her face also turned red. I snapped out of it and said, feeling a bit guilty, "I got it." She clearly didn't believe me, so she looked at me scrutinizingly. Under that pressuring gaze, I gave in and said embarrassedly, I don't get it, or I didn't hear it at all. I was distracted. I didn't hear." She slapped her forehead and patiently continued to explain. This time I wasn't distracted anymore. I listened attentively. In the latter half of the class, Lin Muxue took out her earphones and started listening to music. She looked out the window, her mind already far away, with an unconcealable nostalgia in her eyes. After class, Lin Muxue packed her things, glanced at me beside her and said, "Anything is fine for dinner later." I didn't notice Lin Muxue's slightly red eyes. Her voice was a bit low, as if she was a little lost. "I want to eat fish. Can you make it?" "Sure." And so, the two parted ways on the road. Lin Muxue went home, while I went to the market alone to buy fish. No matter how dense I was, I could tell that Lin Muxue was not in a good mood. From the moment she started listening to music, I had noticed. But it wasn't my place to ask about her secrets. By the time I came back with the groceries, the living room was very quiet. I went into the kitchen and started cooking, then went to her door to call her out for dinner. As soon as she sat down, Lin Muxue stared blankly at the steamed fish. She picked up a piece of fish and carefully put it in her mouth. At that moment, her eyes widened as she looked at me. "Does it not taste good?" I saw her expression and thought I hadn't cooked it well. "No, it's delicious." I nodded in confusion. For a while, the two of them focused on eating, neither saying a word, and almost all the fish ended up in Lin Muxue's stomach. After dinner, she went into her room without a word. She sat on her bed, her eyes already filled with tears. Unable to hold back her emotions any longer, she burst into sobs. "It's so similar. The taste is so similar, Dad. I miss you so much." But I had no idea that the dish I made would cause her to sink into her memories. After the afternoon class ended, I looked at Lin Muxue and said, "About that thing you asked me for last time, finding a part-time job, I have news. Want to go check it out?" Lin Muxue looked at me with some excitement. "Really? Is it that milk tea shop?" "No, the owner doesn't need anyone else." "But I helped. You find a cashier job at the convenience store next door. I don't know if you need it. Any job is fine. I'm not picky. Then I'll take you to have a look." Soon, the two arrived at the convenience store. When I got off work, I was at the convenience store next door and saw the hiring notice. After explaining my purpose to the female owner, she also agreed to my request. But now, when the owner saw Lin Muxu, she frowned. This made both of our hearts jump. What's wrong? Is it not okay? The owner looked at Lin Muxu and asked, can you handle hard work? The work I need you to do is quite a lot. Although I'm looking for a cashier, in reality I have to carry things every time a shipment comes in. I can't manage it alone, so I wanted to find someone to help. I thought your classmate was also a boy, Lin Muxu said resolutely. I can do it. Then let's give it a try first. The owner still agreed, mainly because I said I work next door, and we could help each other out when needed. After that, I returned to the milk tea shop to continue working, while the two of them went to discuss salary. Not long after, Lin Muxu, wearing a red uniform, came to me and said, it was a success. She nodded, her face full of joy. Yeah, thank you for your help, for letting me get this job. After a brief chat, she also returned to her post. At 9 p.m., I got off work and passed by the convenience store, saw that Lin Muxu was still working, so I went home first. A dozen or so minutes later, she also got off work. She went to the milk tea shop next door but didn't see me, so she asked the owner. Zhang Qingming said with a smile, he got off work over 10 minutes ago. Are you that kid's girlfriend? You look good together. Hearing this, Lin Muxu's face instantly turned red, clearly not expecting Zhang Qingming to say something like that. No, I'm not. After saying that, she ran off, leaving Zhang Qingming chuckling. This brat is really lucky. Outside, Lin Muxu only felt her face burning up. She didn't understand why so many people thought they were a couple when they were just classmates. Lin Muxu returned home with her thoughts in a jumble. She opened the door, and as soon as she looked up, she saw me coming out of the bathroom, shirtless again, just like last time. Seeing this, Lin Muxu let out a scream. And the moment I saw her, I ran back to my room, leaving Lin Muxu standing in the living room, grinding her teeth in anger. This is the second time. She really wanted to beat me up. At this moment, I was leaning against the door, panting. I really didn't do it on purpose. I thought Lin Muxu wouldn't get off work so early. I didn't expect her to be back this soon. With a knock on the door, I came back to my senses. Leng Yang, don't play dumb. Get dressed and come out here. It seems she's really angry. She even cursed. Living under the same roof, we're bound to see each other. I still opened the door again. I opened the door to see Lin Muxu looking at me with an angry face. I said a little embarrassedly, how should I put this? This was a complete accident. Accident my ass. This is the second time. I suspect you did it on purpose. Add another rule. From now on, you're not allowed to be shirtless in the common areas. If there's a next time, it'll definitely hit you. I scratched my head and quickly agreed. Last time was an accident. This time was just plain bad luck. It seems I really have to change this habit. After class the next morning, Zhang Tingting came to the door of our classroom. After searching for a while, she finally found Lin Muxu in the corner of the back row. But what surprised her was that her best friend, who hated guys, had a boy sitting next to her. Looking closer, isn't this the handsome guy from the milk tea shop? Zhang Tingting showed a teasing expression. She knew right away that Lin Muxu was lying. If she didn't like him, how could she let a boy sit next to her? Lin Muxu packed up her things in the classroom and then walked out. Zhang Tingting approached with a gossipy look on her face. Girl, you're not being honest. Hurry up and tell me that handsome guy's name. You even let him sit next to you. It's not like that, we're just classmates. I didn't ask about that. Why are you so nervous? You two really do have. Before Zhang Tingting could finish, she was kicked by Lin Muxu. She held her butt and said resentfully, seriously, I'll stop asking, alright? I can find out just by asking around a bit. After the afternoon class, Lin Muxu and I went to work together. At this time, on the road, a black commercial vehicle stopped on the side. The person in the car looked at the receding figures of the two of us and frowned. This person was Lin Han. She was finally able to get away from her busy work schedule and came to Tianxing City, wanting to visit her daughter. But instead, she saw the two of them heading to their part-time jobs after class. Especially the boy next to her daughter made her frown even tighter. She had never seen her daughter walk so close to a boy. Then, she told the driver to follow them, intending to figure things out. After seeing the two of them enter separate shops, Lin Han understood that her daughter was working a part-time job. She felt both heartbroken and increasingly guilty. Especially when Lin Muxu stood at the cashier counter working diligently, she really wanted to go over and see her daughter right then. But thinking of their strained mother-daughter relationship, she sighed and still said to the driver, let's go, it's time to head back. Miss Han, aren't you going to visit Xiao Shui? You know her temperament. Meeting now will only make our relationship even more strained. Besides, we don't have enough time on this trip. The driver sighed, started the engine, and drove away. Lin Han's eyes watched her daughter inside through the window and finally said, investigate that boy. She was a little curious what kind of boy could get close to her daughter. On the other side, while working peacefully, Lin Muxu received a message from her mother. She found that the other party had sent her a red envelope telling her to be happy at school and eat more. Her expression was complicated, but she still accepted the red envelope and sent a reply, thank you, Mom. After work, Lin Muxu said goodbye to the owner and prepared to leave. Just then, I walked in through the door. You're not off work yet? I shrugged. It's Friday today, it was very busy. From behind, the owner teased. Your boyfriend is here to see you again. Hearing this, Lin Muxu blushed and said, "Auntie, please don't tease me anymore. We're just classmates." The owner laughed and shook her head. "I'm an experienced person. How could I not see it? The relationship between you two is just that subtle." I took 2 cans of beer from the fridge to the counter to pay. "Are you off work?" "I'm off early. You should get going," the owner teased from the side. After paying, Lin Muxu and I walked out together. On the way, she watched me tilt my head back to drink and couldn't help but say, "You should still drink a little less. This is the first time I've ever drunk in front of you, and you're already telling me to drink less. Drinking is bad for your health after all. I'm just satisfying a craving." When I got home, I lay on my bed and fell asleep immediately. When Lin Muxu finished her shower and came out, she found the living room empty. Then she turned to look towards my room. He couldn't have gotten drunk from just that little bit, could he? The next day, I woke up very early to go to the bathroom. After coming out, I saw Lin Muxu standing right at the door. She looked at me reproachfully. "Showering so early in the morning. Yesterday you got drunk from just a tiny bit." Finally, she didn't forget to add a teasing remark. "If you can't hold your liquor, don't drink." I was being mocked by this girl, so I decided to explain a little. "Yesterday I was just too sleepy, so I dozed off." Lin Muxu didn't pay any mind and just walked into the bathroom. She got up to use the restroom, only to find me showering, and she almost couldn't hold it in. But after seeing the awkward look on my face, she also became playful, wanting to tease me a bit. When she came out, she saw me, preparing breakfast, and said, "Can I place an order?" "No." Lin Muxu pouted, but there was nothing she could do. After all, she doesn't know how to cook. But she eats everything I make, and it's all delicious. Today is the weekend. After finishing breakfast, Lin Muxu accepted Jiang Tingting's invitation to go practice Taekwondo. It wasn't until noon that the two of them left the campus. "My dear, I have evidence of your crime right here. It's fine even if you don't admit it." Jiang Tingting waved her phone in front of Lin Muxu. On it was the forum for Tianxing University, with a picture of me and Lin Muxu walking together, and the comments were all expressing admiration. Lin Muxu's cold eyes fiercely glared at her damn best friend. Jiang Tingting sensed the killing intent and immediately took a step back. "My dear, even if you kill me, you can't hide the truth." Lin Muxu clenched her fist, and just as she was about to say something, phone in her pocket rang. She took it out and looked, and found that it was my call. She went to a corner to answer the phone. "What took you so long to answer? What were you doing?" Hearing the unfriendly tone on the other end, I was stunned for a moment. Why is this girl so hot-tempered? Is it that time of the month? We're out of food at home. Since you're out, you might as well buy some on your way back. "Oh, what should I buy?" "Buy whatever you want to eat," Lin Muxu replied and changed direction to head to the market. Not long after, she came back carrying a bunch of groceries. "This should be enough for 2 or 3 days, right?" I checked it over and nodded, then said with some resignation, "Just how much do you like to eat fish?" She turned her face away and said, "Is that not allowed? Didn't you say to buy whatever I wanted to eat?" "I didn't mean anything else by it. I want to have fish soup later." Hearing that, I smiled and agreed. Watching my busy back in the kitchen, she took out her phone and searched for the post that Jiang Tingting had shown her. Looking at the comments below, her expression grew colder the more she read, wishing she could find these people and beat them up. Aren't they just classmates and roommates? They don't know anything and are just making wild guesses. But despite that, thinking back on the past half-month they had spent together, it did seem a bit like they were dating. At this thought, Lin Muxu's face flushed red. She was startled by her own thoughts. "Time to eat." My voice pulled Lin Muxu back from her thoughts. She sat at the dining table and said hesitantly, "Have you seen the forum?" "The forum?" "Not yet." Then I took out my phone and went to the school forum, and my eyes immediately widened. Seeing my reaction, Lin Muxu tensed up and gripped her chopsticks tightly. He saw it. So what is he thinking? I just looked up at her with a strange expression. "The campus bell and bow rankings are open. Vote for your favorite person. Do you want me to help you vote?" "Sure, that's not it." Lin Muxu was going crazy. "Then what exactly are you trying to say?" Then, under Lin Muxu's guidance, I finally saw those posts. So what? It's just baseless rumors. You know what our relationship is. We're just living together. It's completely innocent. Why bother with that stuff? Lin Muxu was surprised by my calmness. "Why are you looking at me like that? Did I say something wrong?" "No." Suddenly I teased her. "Are you sure you don't need my help to vote?" "Get lost." After the weekend passed, the two of them continued to go to school. Li Yue spoke before class. Due to the previous rain, plus the upcoming National Day holiday, the school plans to combine the Freshman Welcome event and the National Day Gala. Anyone who wants to perform can come and register with me. After saying this, Li Yue began her lecture. I looked at Lin Muxu beside me and said, "Should I sign you up?" "You dare!" she almost shouted reflexively, and the sound was a bit loud. Several rows behind us turned their heads to see what was going on. Li Yue looked in our direction and coughed. "Be quiet in the back." After the teacher resumed her lecture, Lin Muxu then shot me a fierce glare. I held up my hands, feigning innocence, but very quickly I couldn't laugh anymore. A foot stepped on my shoe and repeatedly ground it back and forth. After she had vented her anger, she finally lifted her foot. As for me, my face was contorted in pain. It was just a little joke. Lin Muxu snorted coldly and ignored me. On the other side, Hu Feng gave me a thumbs up. "Impressive. You even dare to provoke Campus Bell, Lin." Very quickly, the class period passed. After class, I went to the restroom to wash my face. As I passed through the hallway, I brushed past a few people who looked like they were a small group. My first impression of them wasn't very good. But when I returned, I found that my seat was surrounded by people. Looking closely, I realized it was those guys from the hallway earlier. Mukshui, why didn't you tell me you were back? I only knew you were back after checking the forum. Lin Mukshui frowned, not even looking at the man in front of her. Zhang Hao, are we that close? Stay away from me. Don't come and bother me. Zhang Hao's expression showed a trace of embarrassment with a hard-to-notice gloom in the depths of his eyes. I just came to see you, didn't I? Not necessary. Just as Zhang Hao wanted to say something else, a voice came from behind. Hey, you're blocking my way. Zhang Hao was stunned and turned his head to see me saying that with a deadpan expression. Who are you? This is my seat. You're blocking my way. He looked down and saw the seat next to Lin Mukshui with a black school bag in the desk compartment. There was a boy sitting next to Lin Mukshui. Thinking this, Zhang Hao's expression turned cold and a sour feeling welled up in his heart. Previously, Lin Mukshui had never allowed any other man to sit next to her, but this time. Then, he spoke in a very unpleasant tone. From now on, you don't need to sit here anymore. I let out a cold laugh, my expression turning icy. Are you sure? Say that again. The atmosphere around them fell into a strange silence. Everyone in the class realized something was wrong, and one by one, they moved a little further away. Zhang Hao walked to my seat and threw my school bag violently to the ground. I said, you're not allowed to sit here. Zhang Hao, don't go too far. Lin Mukshui stood up and stared at him coldly. But before she could finish speaking, I had already punched Zhang Hao in the stomach. While he was in pain, I grabbed his arm, threw him over my shoulder. Zhang Hao didn't have time to react and was already lying on the ground in pain. Compared to the physical pain, the shame and anger in his heart made him feel even worse. His underlings were startled. They had originally intended to rush up and help, but after seeing how well I could fight, they didn't dare to step forward anymore. Zhang Hao got up, intending to charge forward again. At this moment, the vice class president, Zhang Shuirong, spoke up. Class is about to start. The teacher will be here soon. Aren't you guys going to leave? Hearing this, Zhang Hao could only lead his group of underlings away. When he reached the door, he shot me a cold glare. You just wait. After saying that, he snorted coldly and left. I sat back down in my seat, not even sparing him a glance. Not long after, Li Yuwei walked in. Seeing the situation in the classroom was off, she said. All right, what are you all standing around for? Get ready for class. Only then did everyone return to their seats. During class, Lin Mukshui's gaze kept drifting towards me. Sorry, I caused you trouble. I looked at her and said with a smile, I don't hear any sincerity in your words. Lin Mukshui glared at me. Give you an inch and you take a mile. Being bothered by that fool Zhang Hao, her mood was now very bad. Looking at Lin Mukshui's clenched fist, the corner of my mouth twitched. This person really can't take a joke. All right, I'm not blaming you, so there's no need to apologize. I don't like them anyway. Seeing my indifferent attitude, Lin Mukshui didn't say anything more. Then the two continued to listen to the lecture. It wasn't until after class she still wanted to explain a little to me. It turned out that Zhang Hao was also one of her pursuers, with a considerable background and a fairly wealthy family. Compared to others, this guy was like a leech, clinging to people. Others were afraid to even get near Lin Mukshui, but Zhang Hao shamelessly persisted, and she had absolutely no way to deal with him. Hearing this, my eyes widened, in disbelief. A human punching bag. I kind of admire this brother, disregarding his own well-being for the sake of love. I looked at Lin Mukshui teasingly and said, He's so devoted. Maybe you should just say yes. Lang Yang, I don't like that kind of person. All right, let's not talk about him anymore. Let's go eat. These past few days, because of the gala, students have been very distracted in class, and the stage had already been set up early on the sports field. I originally had no interest in this event, but Jiang Qingming thought it was a good opportunity and told me to bring milk tea there to sell, saying it would definitely sell well. I didn't agree at first, but I couldn't argue with my boss, so I had to agree. 6 p.m., the performance officially began. I carried a box of milk tea through the crowd, saying to everyone I met, classmate, would you like some milk tea? Soon enough, I had sold quite a bit of milk tea. Because of my looks, the people buying milk tea were basically all girls, and many times I was asked for my WeChat, but I refused every time, earning resentful looks from them. Just then, I heard someone call me from behind. I turned my head to look and saw that it was Lin Mukshui and Zhang Tingting. Oh, it's you guys. I walked up to them and then said to Lin Mukshui, why aren't you at work? I took a day off to come listen to some music. Seeing how close the two of them were, Zhang Tingting stood to the side and pouted. You two, show some restraint. I'm still here, you know. Hearing Zhang Tingting's words, Lin Mukshui glared at her. If you don't speak, no one will think you're mute. All right, handsome Ling. Xiao Shui hasn't eaten. She came here to complain to me. You're the one talking nonsense. Zhang Tingting continued to joke. Handsome Ling, can you treat us to a cup of milk tea? Lin Mukshui was about to say no, when she saw me take out a chicken leg and a cup of grapefruit lemon tea from the box. Why haven't you eaten? Have this for now. Lin Mukshui was stunned. She really wanted to say that besides the meals I cook, she couldn't eat anything else anymore. After all, her palate had been spoiled recently, Zhang Tingting said from the side. Handsome Ling, where's mine? Hearing her words, I reverted to my deadpan expression. Considering you're Lin Mukshui's best friend, I'll give you a 20% discount. The corners of Zhang Tingting's mouth twitched uncontrollably. Fine, I won't be a third wheel anymore. In the end, she was just joking, and then she bought a cup of milk tea from me. Lin Muxu drank the milk tea I gave her, and the strange feeling in her heart grew clearer. Zhang Tingting looked at her teasingly and said, "Not bad at all. He even knows that you like to drink grapefruit lemon tea, and even prepared it in advance. Ting, it's not what you think." The 2.5 hours of the gala passed quickly. At this time, the mech walked onto the stage and said, "Now as we're wrapping up, we'll have one last little game. Whoever gets chosen will come up and perform a talent. We've got a new act." The students present, of course, cheered in agreement. Watching the neon lights move back and forth, everyone grew tense. Finally, the light shone on a corner, and the corner of my mouth twitched. I never expected the light to land on me. Zhang Tingting, not afraid to stir things up, said loudly, "Handsome Lang is so cool. What are you going to perform?" Lin Muxu beside me said nothing, but her expression betrayed her. The corners of her mouth were turned up high, clearly wanting to see me make a fool of myself. Let's congratulate this student. Junior, please come up here. In the end, I still walked up very reluctantly. After getting on stage, female MC's eyes lit up when she saw such a handsome junior. After composing herself, she joked, "What are you going to perform, Junior? If not dancing, singing is also fine. Even if you're not a good singer, you can still try. You'll sing then, an old song, Da Hai." Lin Muxue in the audience. When she heard this name, her eyes widened. She sat there stunned, her face full of disbelief. As the gentle instrumental music began to play, my magnetic voice followed. Everyone in the audience was immersed in this voice. But Lin Muxue, in the corner, her eyes had long since turned red, and she began to sing along. When the last line of the song was sung, I slowly put the microphone down. The mic walked on stage and said with a smile, "Thank you, Junior, for bringing us this performance. I didn't expect our junior's talent to be so good." After exchanging a few pleasantries with the MC, I also returned to my seat. When I got back, I noticed Lin Muxu had her head down. I didn't notice her unusual emotions, but just glanced at her and said, "Let's go, Lin Muxu." She let out a soft, "Oh," like a mosquito's buzz and followed behind. Just as we left the sports field, her delicate hand grabbed my arm. I turned my head to look at her with some confusion and said, "What's wrong?" At this moment, a layer of mist clouded Lin Muxu's eyes. In the dim environment, I couldn't see clearly, only feeling that she was in a bit of a bad mood. "That song. Can you tell me why you wanted to sing that song?" "That's the only song I know how to sing. Someone else taught it to me. It has a special meaning to me. Is that person very important to you?" Lin Muxu stared at me without blinking, her tone unprecedentedly serious. I nodded. It's a pity that when I left that person, I didn't even say a single word of goodbye. Saying this, my mood also dropped a little. Then I subtly pulled my hand back and said, "Let's go, home." "Why do you seem so strange right now?" Lin Muxu shook her head to dismiss it in a bad mood. She stared at my back with a complicated expression, dazed. Lang Yang, little brother Xiaoyang, is it really you?" Back home, Lin Muxue sat on the sofa, watching my busy back in the kitchen, unable to look away for a moment. She compared my image with her childhood memories, and indeed found some similarities. Even the name was the same. Could such a coincidence really exist in the world? Although she knew that relying only on a song and a name to make a judgment was indeed a bit absurd. So now she wanted to confirm it. Once she confirmed that I was little brother Xiaoyang, then she would. At this thought, Lin Muxue clenched her fists, wishing she could run over there right now, confront me about the past, and then beat me up. But in the end, her reason still held her back. "Come eat some noodles, over here." Lin Muxue walked over and saw 2 large bowls of noodles already on the table. While eating, her eyes kept darting towards me. "Stop staring. You've looked at me several times already. Is there something on my face? So what if I look at you?" Lin Muxue's tone was a bit unfriendly. Hearing this, I shook my head helplessly. This girl, ever since I got off the stage, has become like a different person. Lin Muxue also realized her tone wasn't good, so she didn't say anything more, and ate quietly. After eating, she lay in bed, tossing and turning. Tonight's events had caused quite a shock to her, so much so that she couldn't sleep. During class the next day, Hu Feng came over and said, "After today, it's the National Day holiday. Lang Yang, are you going home for the holiday?" "Yes," I answered without hesitation. "Speaking of which, it's been a long time since I saw my grandpa. I plan to go back and take care of the old man for a bit." Hearing this, Hu Feng had to give up the idea of inviting me. What a pity, none of my dorm mates are going home. We were planning to hang out together during the holiday. Lin Muxue, who was next to me, heard my answer, and her eyes darted as she thought of something. When I was cooking lunch, she stood at the door and asked, "You're going home for the holiday, right?" "Yeah." "Why the sudden question? Can I go home with you?" I looked at her with an expression of disbelief. "Lin Muxue, what are you thinking? A great beauty like you, suddenly wanting to go home with me? It looks a bit strange no matter how you see it." I'm serious. My mom is very busy. It doesn't matter if I go back or not. It's boring to stay here, so I want to ask if I can stay with you." As she said this, she looked very pitiful. Finally, faced with her pleading eyes, I said reluctantly, "All right, really? Then thank you so much." Then Lin Muxue thought for a moment and added, "It's mainly because the food you cook is too delicious. It would be a pity not to eat it for so many days." Of course, her real purpose was to see where I lived so that she could learn more information about me, to see if I was the childhood sweetheart from her memories. You're really sticking to me now. Lin Muxu just chuckled. Maybe renting a place with you in the beginning was the best decision I've ever made. I almost missed out on such a talented chef. After that, the two went to their rooms to start packing their luggage. I didn't have much, just a backpack. As for Lin Muxu, she had a lot of things to pack and she was still in her room. A moment later, she came out of her room carrying a small suitcase. So slow, I stood up and didn't forget to complain. Girls have a lot of stuff. You should have some patience. She glared at me, silently cursing what a clueless guy. After arriving at the station, because it was a holiday, the station was unusually crowded. I stood in front, constantly urging Lin Muxu on. Hurry up and follow me. You're so slow, I'm wondering if I should even take her home. Hearing that, Lin Muxu angrily sped up and pushed the suitcase she was holding to me. What kind of man lets a girl carry the luggage? My stuff is your responsibility now. She dusted off her hands, speaking as if it were obvious. I looked at her with a strange expression. Her suitcase wasn't heavy. I really couldn't understand how something so light could take her so long to pack. What are you spacing out for? Go buy the tickets. Get one for me too. I could only say, and went to queue at the ticket machine. Lin Muxu sat on a stool far away, watching me. I have to say, this feeling is quite satisfying. On the train, the two stood in a corner of the carriage. At first, I could still keep some distance from her, but as the crowd grew, the two of us were quickly pressed close together. Smelling the scent coming from me, Lin Muxu's face immediately flushed red. Don't stand so close to me. I'd like to, but someone behind is pushing me. Only then did Lin Muxu raise her head and look around, realizing that I was shielding her from the jostling crowd. She was relatively okay. It's just that this position was really too awkward. It wasn't until someone got off the train that the space became a little less crowded. I immediately took a step to the right and turned my head to look in another direction. Lin Muxu looked at my bright red earlobes and the corners of her mouth curved up. Why does he look a little cute? Recalling their contact just now, her mind started to wander. It had been a long time since she felt that sense of being protected. Very quickly, the two arrived downstairs at Grandpa's apartment complex. I took out the key, opened the door, and called out, "Grandpa?" Hearing the familiar voice, an old man who was kneading dough in the living room turned around and said with a hearty laugh, "Xiaoyang, you're back." Then he looked at the girl behind me and asked, "Is this your classmate? She has some family matters, so she'll be staying at our place for the holiday." "Hello, Grandpa. My name is Lin Muxue." Zhang Yunwu looked at Lin Muxue with a smile, not expecting me to bring a classmate home, and a female classmate at that. What a beautiful name. Welcome, welcome. Come in and have a seat. After taking Lin Muxue to the living room, I went to the living room and sat next to Grandpa. He placed a bottle of beer in front of me and poured himself a full glass of white wine. Seeing this, I smiled, knowing that Grandpa only drinks when he's happiest, and the obvious reason was that I was back. A summer vacation plus the start of school, I hadn't been home for at least 3 months. After chatting for a bit, Grandpa suddenly asked, "What's going on between you and that little girl? What could be going on? We're just normal classmates." Zhang Yunwu looked at me searchingly and said, "This old man isn't blind yet. No matter how I look at it, your relationship doesn't seem normal. You finally come to your senses and thought about finding a girlfriend." "Grandpa, don't talk nonsense. You'll ruin her reputation." Just as the two were talking, Lin Muxu came out of the room, saw the two of us drinking, and said, "Grandpa, drinking too much isn't good for your health." Hearing this, Zhang Yunwu smiled and said, "All right, this kid insisted on drinking with me. I won't drink anymore." Hearing that, I was speechless. He even managed to blame this on me. Lin Muxu strode aggressively in front of me, holding out her hand. "Give it to me. Finishing this bottle, just this one bottle, is not allowed." Seeing Lin Muxu's firm attitude, in the end, I still very reluctantly handed the bottle to her. Watching her pour the alcohol into the sink, my heart ached. I was allowed to drink back at the apartment, but as soon as I got home, she forbade me. Why has she suddenly become so bossy? After that, I had no choice but to get up and prepare for a shower. At this moment, Lin Muxu stood at the door and said, "Drinking is bad for you. You're such a mess. I feel like agreeing to bring you home was a terrible idea. It's too late. I'm already here anyway. You can't get rid of me even if you beat me to death." Lin Muxue clenched her fists, really wanting to hit me. "If I didn't suspect you were my little brother Xiaoyang, I wouldn't even bother caring about you. I was just kidding. It seems my grandpa quite likes you." After saying that, I went into the bathroom. The next day at 4 a.m., I woke up very early. Grandpa runs a steamed bun shop on the street outside. I got up early to help him move ingredients to the shop. After a few trips back and forth, the sky gradually brightened. A few people trickled into the shop to buy steamed buns, and I was the one helping to serve them. A moment later, my phone notified me of a message. It was Lin Muxu asking where we had gone. Then I told her the address and told her to come on her own. Not long after, Lin Muxu arrived. She didn't hesitate to join in on the work. "What time did you wake up?" "A little after 4, I think." Lin Muxu clicked her tongue and teased, "Even a pig like you can be this diligent sometimes. I've never seen you wake up this early at school." Seeing that, I had nothing more to say. At this moment, a man of middle age stopped in front of the stall. "Oh, isn't this Xiaoyang? You're back for the holiday?" I smiled and said, "Uncle Li, good morning." Then Uncle Li looked over at Lin Muxue. "Did Xiaoyang find a girlfriend to bring back?" Hearing this, Lin Muxui's face turned slightly red, not knowing what to do, and just as she was about to say something, I spoke first. She's just a classmate. She has some family matters, so she's staying at my place for a few days. Hearing this, Lin Muxiu clenched her fists. What's with this dismissive tone? He really deserves a beating. Uncle Lee clearly didn't believe me, chatted for a while, then took his steam buns and left. After Uncle Lee left, Lin Muxiu couldn't hold back her emotions anymore. Lang Yang. I immediately sensed trouble and took off running. Stop right there. I've had enough of you. I am definitely going to beat you up. This guy's mouth is so annoying. The two of them chased each other, one in front and one behind. Finally, I hid behind a long bench in the park. After a while, seeing that no one was around, I breathed a sigh of relief. This girl's stamina is that good? I'm about to die of exhaustion. She must have run far away. That's right. Before I could even sigh in relief, I heard a familiar voice from behind me. After turning my head, I saw Lin Muxiu with her arms crossed, looking at me mockingly. Run. Go on and run. I shook my head and said, I can't run anymore. Spare me, your ladyship. Lin Muxiu gave me no chance at all, grabbing me by the collar and holding me tight. Then she took all of this month's anger and vented it out, feeling incredibly refreshed. All right. Have you hit me enough? Can you let me go first? Fine, call me sis once and I'll see. And I'll let you go. On what grounds? On the grounds that I'm older than you. I don't believe you. How do you know for sure you're older than me? What year were you born? I'm 2002. Hearing that, I said a bit sheepishly, I am 2004. Then isn't that right? It's not unreasonable for you to call me sis, brother Yang. I blushed and turned away. We're not close. What's with the little brother stuff? Anyway, forcing me to call you sis now, I can't quite bring myself to say it. Lin Muxue looked at my state, smiling without saying anything. My age also matches little brother Xiaoyang's. I wonder if when we were kids, this guy would run over to play with me every day, like a little tail trailing behind me, calling me sis. After returning home, Lin Muxue received another call from her mother. Xiao Shui, are you coming home for the holiday? Lin Muxue hesitated for a moment, then said, No, I'm not. I'm very busy at school. I don't have time. All right then. Lin Han's voice held a hint of disappointment. Besides, it's boring at home, isn't it? Could it be that you're free during the holiday, Mom? Lin Han was silent. She had planned to have Suyun take the girl out, but in the end, she could only sigh and say, Then be careful at school. If you run out of money, let the family know. After hanging up, Lin Muxu lay on her bed, her expression unchanged. Since starting university, she had rarely asked her family for money. She even had to thank Grandpa. If it weren't for the money Grandpa gave her, she wouldn't have run out of money and met her little brother Xiaoyang, nor would she have lived with me and had all these things happen. In the office, Lin Han looked at the disconnected phone, feeling helpless. Her daughter's attitude towards her was still so indifferent. Just then, Su Yun walked in. Worried about Xiao Shui again? Yes, I was planning to have you take her out for a bit when she came back. It's no use, Sister Han. If you keep this up, your mother-daughter relationship still won't improve. And then there's that male classmate. As Su Yun's words reached this point, Lin Han also understood. Since the last time they investigated me, the two of them already knew all the information they could find about me. They also knew I was living with Lin Muxue, and also about Lin Muxue's part-time job. Originally, Lin Han wanted to be tougher and not let her daughter do these things. As the young lady of the Lin family, even though the company was going through a difficult period, there was no shortage of money, not to mention living with a male classmate. Lin Han was very worried. But thinking of her daughter's personality, plus Su Yun's advice, Lin Han eventually gave up on this idea. On the other side, I was planning to take an afternoon nap, but Grandpa told me to go for a walk with Lin Muxu. I was about to refuse when Lin Muxue kicked me on the sofa and said, Hurry up! Didn't you hear what Grandpa said? Take me out to play. There's nothing fun to do. How about you go back and take a nap? Nap my ass. Look at you, as lazy as a pig. So weak. This morning you couldn't even run for long and you still won't get more exercise. I think I'm fine. Hearing this, Lin Muxu cracked her knuckles, her face full of threat. Finally, forced into helplessness, I still took her to the park. I stood on the bridge, absent-mindedly gazing into the distance. Lin Muxu looked at my back. She could sense my troubled emotions and hesitated for a moment before saying, Hey, where are your parents? They went far away for business. They divorced. Neither of them wanted me. I live with my grandpa. I'm sorry, I didn't know. In Lin Muxu's heart, besides, surprise, there was also a bit of heartache, not knowing how to comfort him. It's in the past, I said indifferently with my head down. Although it was in the past, the wound in my heart would take a very long time to heal. Just as I was spacing out, a soft hand took mine. Does this make you feel a little better? Lin Muxu's face was slightly flushed. She didn't know how many times she had been this bold, but my face was even redder than hers. Let go. I think you're a real hooligan, always thinking of ways to take advantage of me. Lang Yang, you're a jerk. After that, the two were in the park again, enacting a chase scene. In the afternoon, the two passed by a basketball court. At this time, Lin Muxu asked, Do you know how to play basketball? What do you mean? Nothing. How about we have a match? Lin Muxu looked at me provocatively. Who's afraid of who? You say how we should compete, she said with a triumphant smile. If I win, my request isn't too much. You just have to call me sis once. Hearing that, I was a bit helpless. Are you that hung up on this? Then I also said, Fine. Then if I win, I want a get-out-of-jail-free card. After all, it hurts quite a bit when you hit someone. Lin Muxue chuckled and threw the ball to me. When the match started, the two were evenly matched, but in the end, Lin Muxu's skills were still a level higher. I shrugged. You won. I really can't beat you. After returning the ball to the court, the two left the basketball court. On the way, Lin Muxu stood next to me and said with a smile, "Brother Yang, you haven't forgotten our bet, have you?" I answered quietly, then turned my face away. Lin Muxu looked at my embarrassed expression and smiled even more amusedly. "Say it, sis." I said it once and then there was no further movement. Lin Muxu blocked me when I tried to run away. I didn't hear that clearly. Say it again. Are you doing this on purpose? No way. We agreed on just one time. I didn't hear it clearly, so it doesn't count. Lin Muxu blocked my way as if she wouldn't let me go unless I said it. I could only helplessly say it one more time. Sis. Very good, little brother Xiaoyang. After so many years, she could finally be called by this name again. Hearing that, I froze on the spot. Hearing this form of address I hadn't heard in a long time, I looked at Lin Muxue with a complicated expression, but I couldn't see in her the shadow of the person from my childhood. Is probably impossible. For a moment, I couldn't tell, and started to doubt. What's wrong, little brother Xiaoyang? Lin Muxue looked at me curiously, but was actually wondering if little brother Xiaoyang had recognized her. I shook my head and said, "Let's go back." Lin Muxue was a little disappointed to see that, but quickly felt relieved. After all, girls change a lot as they grow up, so it's normal that he didn't recognize me. In the evening, after Lin Muxue finished her shower, Grandpa had finished cooking dinner. Grandpa looked at me heading into the bathroom and said, "Go ahead and shower. The girl and I will eat first." "Grandpa, aren't we waiting for Xiaoyang?" In just 2 short days, Grandpa Zhang had noticed that Lin Muxue's way of addressing him had changed, and he said with a hearty laugh, "Child, don't feel sorry for that kid. That's how it is in our house. Let's eat first." Lin Muxue's face turned red. Grandpa Zhang's words were too direct. "Grandpa, when Lang Yang was little, was he called Xiaoyang?" "That's right. Xiaoyang is his pet name. His mother gave it to him." Speaking of this, Grandpa Zhang sighed, his expression turning sad. It was clearly a matter between 2 adults, but the one who got hurt was the child. Lin Muxu's heart also felt heavy. She also knew my situation. "Let's eat quickly. We won't talk about these things anymore." After dinner, I lay on my bed helplessly, looking at Lin Muxue sitting beside me. "We played all afternoon. Aren't you tired? And you're still in my room. I'm bored anyway. I want to hear you tell a story. What interesting stories do I have to tell? Tell me about the most important person to you." I was stunned, thinking of my childhood experience. "There is one." "Who is it?" "Who is it?" Lin Muxue asked excitedly, feeling a little nervous. "When I was little, I met a girl, chubby, quite cute. During that time, I always played with her, and a lot of interesting things happened. Do you remember her name?" Lin Muxue couldn't hide her excitement. What I said was exactly like when they were little. "I don't know, but I always called her Sister Mu." Hearing this, Lin Muxue was so excited she almost jumped up, but thankfully, she managed to hold it in. Keep going." As for me, I lay down and looked at her asking, "Why are you so curious about my business? Keep talking so I can broaden my horizons. If I don't, then you should go back to your room and sleep." Only then did Lin Muxue pout and stand up. "Fine then, next time there's a chance, I'll tell you my story. Who wants to hear your story?" After returning to her room, Lin Muxue fell into a sweet sleep. Now she could be certain, I was her childhood sweetheart. Thinking of this, she slept very well that night. She felt that she had a dream. When she was little, Lin Muxue, due to family and intellectual reasons, didn't go to kindergarten but had a private tutor come to teach her. Because she had no one to keep her company, she liked to walk alone in the small park downstairs, and then she met me. At that time, my parents were in a lawsuit over their divorce. The innocent little boy didn't even know what was happening. Lin Muxue still remembered that time. This kid ran up and said, "Little sister, why are you here all alone?" Lin Muxue looked at the child who was a bit shorter than her, pouted and said, "With your childish looks, you should be calling me sis." From that day on, little Muxue had a little boy by her side. Every day they would meet at the small park to play together, and both of them, due to family reasons, became each other's one and only. That day, little Muxue was holding an MP3 player. The two of them sat on the grass listening to the old song Da Hai. This was Lin Muxue's father's favorite song, and it was also the first song she had ever heard. Every time she heard this song, she would remember her father holding her and running on the beach. That was the last time her father was with her. Not long after, I also learned to sing this song. She really liked to hear me sing it. A few days passed like this. Lin Muxue gave me a precious necklace to thank me for my companionship during that time, which helped her get through that dark period. And after receiving the gift at that time, I offered to give her a more special gift in return. As a result, the next day, Lin Muxue waited at the old spot for a long time. But this time, she didn't get to see her little brother Xiaoyang, nor did she get my gift. And in the end, she could only leave in disappointment. But she didn't know that. That day, my parents' lawsuit had ended. But neither side wanted to raise me, and in the end, it was Grandpa who took me in. When I left, I was still holding the gift that I hadn't had a chance to give. Everything happened so fast, I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. The National Day holiday passed quickly. The two packed their things early in the morning and returned to the rented apartment. At this time, Lin Muxue was browsing the school's forum. She hadn't looked at it for just a few days, and there were already several hot posts. The content was all about the previous performance match. Lin Muxue quickly found a post about me. Many people wanted to scout me. After all, I was handsome and could sing well. She watched those people fighting to claim me, their boyfriend, and couldn't stand it. Before, it didn't matter, but now she has to pursue me. After she successfully pursues me, I'll punish her, get my revenge, and ask why he abandoned her like that back then. Her childhood sweetheart can only be hers. Thinking this, Lin Muxue's entire body radiated resentment. I was eating when I suddenly felt the air around me turn several degrees colder. Then I subconsciously looked up at Lin Muxue and said, "What are you looking at?" "Nothing." Lin Muxue put her phone down. I couldn't know about these things. I didn't think much of it after all. I rarely browsed the school forums. In the afternoon, the two went to the supermarket to buy some groceries. Finally, when they reached the checkout counter, Lin Muxue looked towards the small display rack where exquisitely packaged boxes were lined up. There were no words on them, and they looked quite nice. Curiosity prompted her to pick one up for a closer look. Until she saw the line of English introduction on the back, her face immediately flushed. I finished paying and turned to look, and saw her staring blankly at a box. "Let's go! What are you looking at?" Hearing this, Lin Muxue put the box back and followed behind me as if escaping. On the way, Lin Muxue still hadn't recovered. "What's wrong with you? What was that just now?" Lin Muxue was stunned. "You don't know?" "Should I know? What was it anyway?" Lin Muxue said with a strange expression. "It was nothing." She originally thought I would laugh at her if I saw it, but unexpectedly, the other person was as innocent as a blank sheet of paper. For a moment, she didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and at the same time felt a bit lucky. The next day, when it was time for class, Lin Muxue discovered I had overslept again. She went to my door and knocked. "Little brother Xiaoyang, hurry and get up. You're going to be late for class." I groaned in misery and glanced at my phone. "Damn it, it's only 7 o'clock. Class doesn't start until 8. I was just afraid you'd oversleep. Get up and make breakfast. Go away, don't bother my sleep." Lin Muxue helplessly touched her nose, this personality of his. In the end, she had no choice but to sit on the sofa and read. I don't know how much time passed. Seeing it was really getting late, Lin Muxue was about to call me again. But just as she stood in front of the door, I opened it. Then the two of us looked at each other, both stunned. I thought she had already left, so I wasn't wearing a shirt. Seeing me like that, Lin Muxue didn't scream like before but stared blankly, covering her mouth with an incredulous expression, and even gulped. "This body. I really want to have a taste." I broke out in a cold sweat and slammed the door shut. "Sorry," Lin Muxue looked at the door in front of her and giggled. Then she was startled by her own thought from just now. Why had she become so bold now? Even though the other person was little brother Xiaoyang, debt still had to be settled. I can't let him off so easily. Afterwards, the two of them bought 2 steamed buns and went to class. Honestly, why is it so hard to get a breakfast made by you? You disturbed my sleep. I haven't even settled the score with you yet. You still want breakfast? You'll have to pay extra. Extra it is. I'm not short on money. Hearing that, I immediately regretted it. I had originally planned to use that as an excuse to keep oversleeping. Forget it. I don't need your extra money. So it's free, Lin Muxue said excitedly. Get lost, I'm not making it anymore. You don't keep your word. Watch out or I'll hit you. I gulped. That expression reminded me of the first time we met. Her gaze was just as cold. All right, stop looking at me like that. I agree, okay? I said with extreme reluctance. So obedient. Lin Muxue couldn't help but reach out and pat my head. The hair was soft and silky. It felt nice to touch. I tilted my head to avoid her pat and said, "Don't do that." Seeing my embarrassment, the corners of her mouth couldn't help but curl up. After class, when I came out of the restroom, I happened to run into Zhang Hao. My expression didn't change. I walked around him and was about to leave. "Hey, I'm warning you. Stay away from Lin Muxue." Zhang Hao knew I was a good fighter, and since he was alone now, he was still a little scared. "You go tell her. Tell her not to come looking for me. I don't care what's between you and Lin Muxue. I don't care if you want to pursue her. I only know that if you mess with me, the consequences will be dire." After speaking, I ignored the stunned Zhang Hao and walked into the classroom. Zhang Hao watched my retreating back, clenching his fists, his expression venomous. Back in the classroom, I sat down, feeling very frustrated for some reason. Although I said that, I don't know why, my mind was filled with the image of Lin Muxue. Especially after living together for a while, I always felt like I'd met her somewhere before. "What are you thinking about?" Seeing me lost in thought, she asked curiously. "Oh, nothing." After class, the two of them walked along the small path on campus, occasionally still hearing the chatter of other people. Although it had been a while, the hype for my singing performance hadn't died down at all. Looking at the infatuated gazes of those girls, Lin Muxue was fuming with jealousy. When she got home, she was still unhappy, sitting on the sofa sulking by herself. "I'm so angry. Why does little brother Xiaoyang have to be so handsome? It's so annoying." Lin Muxue angrily punched the cushion in her arms, completely treating the cushion as a stand-in for me to vent her anger. Time to eat. Just then, I looked out into the living room and was stunned. I saw Lin Muxue punching a cushion there, her expression very complex. I never expected she had such a cute side to her. Hearing this, Lin Muxue blushed and stopped what she was doing, scurrying into the kitchen to bring out the food. How embarrassing. He saw everything. At the dinner table she was eating, when she suddenly looked up at me. You didn't see anything? Huh? Is this self-deception? But I still nodded. I didn't see anything. Seeing this, Lin Muxue kicked my leg under the table. You're obviously smiling. I'm not. Alright, fine, I am. In the afternoon, after Lin Muxue finished her work, she went to the milk tea shop out of boredom. Looking at the long queue, most of whom were girls, all there to buy milk tea because of me. Seeing this, Lin Muxue became even more jealous. Was her little brother Xiaoyang really that popular? Isn't he just handsome and a good cook? What else is there? This guy is a total straight-laced guy, the kind that can drive you crazy with frustration. But that's exactly what she likes. And I can only belong to her, Lin Muxue. It's been like that since childhood. At this moment, Lin Muxue's gaze became unprecedentedly firm and stubborn. She had to find a way to trick this naive little brother home so he wouldn't be deceived by other bad women. Elsewhere, I was working seriously until a pleasant voice sounded in front of me. Class president, 1 bubble milk tea, please. I looked and saw it was the vice class president, Zhang Shuirong. Normally, the two of them didn't interact much, just doing their own work. The shop was less crowded now, so Zhang Shuirong stood at the counter and started a conversation with me. You're so skilled. How long have you been learning? I said nothing, placed the milk tea in front of her and said, 8 yuan. Zhang Shuirong was a bit flustered and took out her phone to pay. Actually, she also liked me, but never had a chance. A few days ago, she found out where I worked, so she thought of coming here to start a conversation, but my cold demeanor didn't give her any opportunity. Excuse me, please make way. Just as Zhang Shuirong was about to say something else, a voice sounded from behind her. Turning her head to look, she saw Lin Muxue standing behind her, her expression emotionless. Oh, it's Lin Muxue. You're here to buy milk tea too? Lin Muxue responded indifferently and then stood in front of me. Seeing her attitude, Zhang Shuirong's hands tightened into fists. The whole class thought they were a couple, but she wasn't resigned to it. She had liked me since the first time she saw me. So after I became the class president, she nominated herself for vice president, thinking she could get closer to me. Even so, she hadn't given up yet. No matter what people said, it was just a rumor. I looked at Lin Muxue's expression and felt something was off. It was like a calm sea hiding a raging storm. I couldn't help but shiver. What do you want to drink? Tell me. Although Lin Muxue's voice was faint, it still carried a bit of pressure. I had originally intended to tease her a bit, but seeing her like this, I didn't dare to anymore. Alright, 1 grapefruit lemon tea. After saying that, I leisurely went to make the drink. Seeing this, Lin Muxue's expression softened. At least the stinky brat still remembered what she liked to drink. This scene, in Zhang Shuirong's eyes, was them flirting, stabbing deep into her heart. So she stood behind Lin Muxue and asked, Muxue, you two seem very close. Do you come here often? Lin Muxue glanced at her. As a fellow girl, how could she not know what Zhang Shuirong was thinking? It's alright, I work right next door anyway. Lang Yang also helped me find this part-time job. When Zhang Shuirong heard this, she felt even more upset and had no choice but to take her milk tea and leave. Not long after I came over. She's gone? What's wrong? Are you very disappointed? Lin Muxue glared at me in annoyance. I didn't know why she was acting like that, so I said, I thought you girls would have more to talk about. I really don't know how to talk to girls. Only then did Lin Muxue realize she had misunderstood, and her mood improved a little. Hey, if you don't know how to talk to girls, then what about me? Aren't we getting along just fine? I guess you're not like them. Hearing that, the corners of Lin Muxue's mouth lifted slightly. This answer made her happy. Doesn't this prove that I'm special to him? Lin Muxue smiled and walked out. You haven't paid yet. Pay for me first. I'll pay you back next time. Good grief. Did she come all this way just to get a free drink? The next day, the elective class had 3 different majors studying together. Lin Muxue and I sat in the last row of the classroom. Just then, Zhang Tingting came over. Sis, you will sit here, okay? Lin Muxue glanced at her and flatly refused. No. It was because Zhang Tingting chose the spot that happened to be to my right while she was sitting to my left. In that case, the 2 women would be sandwiching me in the middle. Of course, Lin Muxue couldn't agree to that. Zhang Tingting pouted and complained, You're so possessive. As soon as she finished speaking, she received a death glare from Lin Muxue, and she immediately fell silent. In the end, she could only sit next to Lin Muxue. If you keep talking nonsense, go sit somewhere else. Zhang Tingting stuck out her tongue. You'll stop talking, alright? As for me, I lowered my head, intending to explain a little. We're not what you think. There's nothing going on. It's very innocent. Zhang Tingting looked at this flustered, handsome boy and chuckled. Right, innocent. Lin Muxue punched my arm, her face full of helplessness. How could this silly little brother be a match for an old fox like Zhang Tingting? Soon, it was time for class to start. During class, Zhang Tingting discovered that this best friend of hers wasn't being honest. Her eyes were always looking towards him. As her best friend, she definitely had to play her role as a strategist right now and give her some guidance. Hey sis, the one in a favorable position gets the prize. If you don't make a move, someone else will snatch him away. Lin Muxue shot her a fierce glare, a blush creeping onto her face. But hearing her words, Lin Muxue still very much agreed, especially the sense of crisis that Zhang Shuirong brought about earlier. Besides, I was truly outstanding. Handsome, a good singer, I would indeed attract the gazes of many girls. If it weren't for the 2 of them being so close that they were misunderstood as a couple, who knows how many love letters I would have received by now. But she still spoke up. Stop talking. I have my own progress. Don't mess things up for me. After saying that, Lin Muxue even glanced in my direction, confirming I wasn't paying attention before breathing a sigh of relief. After hearing this, Zhang Tingting could only feel anxious, wishing she could personally step in and help her get a date. After class, after returning to the classroom from the restroom, I saw Lin Muxue talking to Zhang Hao at the door. "Look, can you please stop bothering me? I don't have any feelings for you at all," Lin Muxue said impatiently. "It's okay, we can get to know each other slowly. Feelings will develop that way," Zhang Hao said shamelessly. Zhang Tingting stood to the side, enjoying the show. After all, she knew Lin Muxue wouldn't be at a disadvantage. Seeing this, Lin Muxue was also about to make a move to stop these people from bothering her anymore. But soon she saw me walking this way. Her eyes darted, and an idea popped into her head. "Little brother, Xiao Yang, over here." Lin Muxue put on a different face and walked towards me with a smile. My head was full of question marks, and at the same time, I had a bad feeling. My thoughts were quickly confirmed. She walked over and linked her arm with mine. "Let me tell you, I have a boyfriend. This is my boyfriend. Don't follow me around anymore." Although Lin Muxue was blushing, she still tried to speak calmly. Zhang Hao had an expression of disbelief. "No, this can't be real. It is real. Weren't you all speculating on the forums anyway? Now I'm officially announcing it. He, Lang Yang, is my boyfriend." Lin Muxue's voice wasn't quiet. Everyone around looked like they were eager for gossip. As for me, I was stunned and confused. Who am I? Where am I? What just happened? When I came to my senses, I saw Zhang Hao's venomous expression, but I didn't pay much attention. Instead, I turned to Lin Muxue beside me. Lin Muxue no longer had her usual cold demeanor, but was like a little girl huddling next to me. I pulled Lin Muxue straight out of there, leaving behind the still gossiping crowd and a mentally unstable Zhang Hao. Quickly, I pulled her up to the rooftop and looked at her angrily. "What kind of trick are you playing? I just asked you to help me with something. I couldn't find anyone else besides you. Are you using me as a shield? Didn't you see their eyes? They looked like they wanted to eat me alive," I said, speechless. "Since when did we become boyfriend and girlfriend? You have to explain this clearly." "There's no explaining it. The news will spread very quickly." What Lin Muxue said was true. Someone probably already took a picture of what happened and posted it on the forums. I slapped my forehead and said helplessly, "What bad luck." Lin Muxue looked unhappy. "Is a beauty like you so unattractive?" She puffed out her cheeks and said angrily, "We're innocent anyway. What are you afraid of?" My eyes widened in disbelief. Shouldn't I be the one complaining? Why is she the one getting angry first? "Are you angry?" "No," Lin Muxue said with a proud expression and turned to leave. "Class is about to start. Aren't you going back?" I followed her blankly. After returning to the classroom, the appearance of the two of them once again attracted the attention of the entire class. Zhang Tingting first gave a thumbs up and leaned in curiously to ask Lin Muxue, "Where did you two go just now?" Lin Muxue thought for a moment and still told her what had just happened. "Wow, are all handsome guys so stubborn?" Lin Muxue snorted coldly. "Stubborn my ass. He's a total straight-laced guy." After class, just as Lin Muxue started packing her things, she saw me heading out and she scurried after me. "Wait for me. Why are you in such a hurry? Are you still mad at me?" Seeing I said nothing, she carefully tugged on my wrist. "Don't hold me. Let go. No, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now. We have to make it look real. We'll talk when we get home." Back home, Lin Muxue saw that I still wasn't talking, so she said weakly, I'm sorry. Are you still mad?" "What's the use of being mad? Things have already come to this. Everyone thinks I'm your boyfriend now." Hearing this, Lin Muxue pouted unhappily. "Listening to your tone, am I not good enough for you?" "Not at all. You're very beautiful." "Then that's settled. What are you panicking about? I'm asking you to pretend to be my boyfriend for a bit, okay? What's in it for me? A beautiful girlfriend." The corner of my mouth twitched. "Isn't it fake? It's real in the eyes of others. So, is it a deal?" This wheedling tone was truly a rare thing to hear from her. "It's too troublesome." Lin Muxue gave a faint smile, her fist tightening a bit more. "Does he not have any feelings for me at all?" Then she changed her tone and said pitifully, "It's mainly that Zhang Hao is really annoying. With you here, he'll know his place a little better. We live so close to each other, I can find anyone else to help besides you." I sighed and said helplessly, Ill help, just don't look at me like that." Hearing this, Lin Muxue cheered inwardly. She had finally taken this step. Although their relationship was fake for now, given a little time, she could make it real. "Little brother Xiao Yang, you can't escape." Then it's settled. "We're just pretending, we can't cross the line. At most, it'll just help you out of tricky situations outside." Lin Muxue pouted unhappily. "All right, little brother Xiao Yang." The next day, the two of them went to school. Compared to walking side by side like before, this time they were holding hands, looking extremely intimate. This was Lin Muxue's request, saying that if they were going to act, they had to make it look real. But I always felt like she was taking advantage of me, yet I didn't know what to say. On the way, they attracted countless envious gazes from fellow students. In class, Lin Muxue watched me listen attentively to the lecture, feeling captivated. "Don't look at me. Aren't you listening to the lecture? I already know all of this. Little brother Xiao Yang, if there's anything you don't understand, you can ask me. I don't." Seeing her start to be improper again, I gave her a sharp glare and continued listening to the lecture. Seeing this, Lin Muxue stopped joking and took out her phone to check the forum. As expected, it was all about their public display of affection, including the picture of them holding hands just now, which had also been captured. One of the photos was quite beautiful. It had a very poetic feel. I could only say that the skills of this candid photographer weren't bad. She saved the picture, then happily put her phone down. The past few days were just regular school days. When the weekend came, Lin Muxue wanted to take this opportunity to deepen the feelings between them. Want to go shopping tonight? I thought for a moment and agreed to her suggestion, mainly because we needed to buy some household supplies. Lin Muxue was overjoyed. She had been waiting for this for a long time. Although this wasn't the first time, the two of them went shopping together. But this time, for Lin Muxue, it held a special meaning. In the evening, before they had even eaten dinner, they wandered around the nearby snack street. This is for you. Lin Muxue handed me one of the 2 pancakes she had just bought. I blushed as I took it, saying softly, "Thanks. What's there to thank me for? There's no need for such words between us." Lin Muxue directly grabbed my hand and pulled me forward. I wanted to pull away, but for some reason her grip was so strong. "Let go. Getting handsy again. No way. Don't forget we're still near the school. If we're going to act, we have to act convincingly." Lin Muxue bluffed with a very serious expression. She almost wanted to look down on herself. To pursue this foolish younger brother of mine, she didn't care about much else anymore. Losing face was just losing face. Along the way, the two of them ate quite a lot. It was only then that Lin Muxue thought of pulling me into the supermarket. The two of them entered the supermarket and split up to buy things. I quickly finished shopping and sent her a message. Finally, after some discussion, they decided to meet at the checkout counter. Not long after, I arrived at the checkout counter first. As soon as I looked, I saw the box that Lin Muxue was holding last time. So I was a little curious and was about to pick it up to have a look. Suddenly, a hand was placed on mine. Turning around, it was Lin Muxue. She didn't expect me to be interested in this thing, which startled her. "I just wanted to see what this is." "There's nothing to see. Let's go check out." "Then why were you looking at it so intently last time?" Lin Muxue broke out in a cold sweat and finally made up an excuse. "Because I saw some words on it that I didn't know, so I was curious to see." Seeing that, I didn't say anything and went to pay. Only then did Lin Muxue breathe a sigh of relief. It's better if this foolish younger brother doesn't know so much so soon. A grown man who doesn't even know this is truly a rare sight. At the checkout, seeing a pile of snacks, I looked at her speechless. Lin Muxue felt a little guilty but still said, "These are necessary too. Go ahead and eat, you won't get fat." "Nonsense. I'm the one who doesn't get fat from eating." The cashier smiled as she watched the two of them bicker, finding the scene quite interesting. After getting home, I took a shower, and when I came out, I saw her eating snacks. Looking at the potato chips on the table, I suddenly felt a little craving. Seeing my expression, Lin Muxue said, "If you want to eat, just eat. I don't have. It's just that I didn't know how to explain." Lin Muxue smiled, turned around, and also went into the bathroom. Afterward, I looked at the potato chip bag, which was already quite empty, and still picked it up to eat. I have to admit, it's quite addictive. When Lin Muxue came out, she saw that the entire large bag of chips was gone. She glared at me and said, "You didn't even leave a single piece, you ate all of mine." I wanted to have some too. I shrank back on the sofa in embarrassment. "How about, we open another bag? Forget it. If we can finish it, leaving it overnight will make it stale. But as punishment, you have to dry my hair." Hearing that, I looked at her in disbelief, but Lin Muxue had already sat down next to me, her eyes full of affection. "Can you? Little brother Xiaoyang, I can't stand it the most when she acts cute." Plus, I had just eaten all her snacks, so I fell into Lin Muxue's trap. "Fine." Then I picked up the hairdryer and started drying and stroking her hair. Lin Muxue's body trembled involuntarily. Not even her mother had ever dried her hair for her. Besides Suyun, this was the first person to touch her hair, and a boy at that. Although this person was me, she couldn't help but let her mind wander. As time passed, Lin Muxue gradually relaxed and at the same time felt very comfortable. As for me, I was feeling something different. The soft, silky hair and the faint fragrance wafted straight into my nose. Just as I was feeling flustered, Lin Muxue leaned against me and fell asleep. My movements froze. I was at a bit of a loss. What should I do now? Leaving her here all night didn't seem right. After an internal struggle, I finally tremblingly picked her up and walked towards her bedroom. Looking at Lin Muxue sleeping soundly on my chest like a kitten, plus the sensation from my arms, my heart pounded relentlessly. Finally, after placing her on the bed, I mumbled, "She's quite heavy." Then I tucked her in and walked out of the room. In the darkness, Lin Muxue opened her eyes, covered her mouth, and looked towards the door, angrily punching the bed. This idiot actually dared to say a girl was heavy. Then, her face flushed red. That was completely a spur-of-the-moment idea, wanting to see what I would do. The result was naturally as she expected. But this straight-laced guy doesn't know how to take a little advantage? Lin Muxue didn't know whether she felt disappointed or happy. The next day, Lin Muxue woke up very early. Seeing that I wasn't up yet, she went downstairs for breakfast. Just then, a figure walked in and sat down opposite her. Lin Muxue saw the person who arrived and, a bit flustered, said, "Sister Yun." Suyun smiled and sat opposite her, saying, "Our little girl has gotten even prettier." Suyun has been with the Lin family for many years. They had long since considered Suyun as family. To Lin Muxue, Suyun was like an older sister who had been by her side and taught her martial arts since she was young. Sister Yoon, why are you here? Where's my mom? Your mom is still busy. She asked me to come see how you're doing. Am I not welcome? Of course not. Hearing that, Lin Mukshui actually let out a sigh of relief. If mom knew about my existence, who knows what she would say. As for Su Yun, she was a bit surprised that she wasn't angry at all. Xiao Shui, don't blame your mother. The company is on the right track now. Your mom has a lot of things to handle, so she's neglected your feelings. It's okay, I understand now. She didn't understand when she was little, but as she grew up, she gradually understood her mother's hardships. Hearing this, Su Yun showed a satisfied expression. She always felt that after entering university, Xiao Shui was no longer as fierce as before, but instead had a bit more humanity. Xiao Shui, how's university life? Do you have a boyfriend yet? Lin Mukshui's body stiffened and she said in a panic, Not yet. Sister Yoon, are you leaving already? You want to chase me away so soon? I haven't even come to your place to hang out yet. You won't let me come and see it? Lin Mukshui felt a little guilty. If Sister Yoon saw me in the house, how would she explain it? She couldn't explain it at all. I won't tease you anymore. I'm leaving this afternoon. You be good on your own, okay? I know, Sister Yoon. Hurry and go. I'm heading back too. Su Yun was an experienced person, so of course she understood Lin Mukshui's thoughts, but she didn't say anything more. The weekend passed, and it was time for class again. As soon as I sat down, Hu Feng leaned in and whispered, Lang Yang, you have to be careful. I heard that Zhang Hao has a problem with you, and he's planning to make a move on you. You even know about this? I'm Mr. Know-It-All. Anyway, just be careful. When class is over, stick to crowded places. I nodded. I got it. Thanks a lot. Lin Mukshui sat quietly inside, listening to music, clearly not having heard the conversation the two of them just had, but when I looked over, Lin Mukshui took off her earphones. Do you want to listen? Before I could refuse, she had already put an earphone in my ear. Then I heard the familiar melody, Die High. The corners of Lin Mukshui's mouth also curled up slightly, and she leaned a little closer to me. When I saw her, she justified it by saying, the earphone cord is short. Seeing that, I didn't say anything more. After class, I thought for a moment, and then said to Lin Mukshu, you go home first. I have something to do. Seeing Lin Mukshui's doubtful look, I said, it's just a small thing. He'll be back soon. You can try cooking. Okay. She had a bad feeling, a heavy feeling in her heart, which made her frown. After parting with Lin Mukshui, I went to a small road outside the school. Usually no one passes through here. I just stood in the middle of the road, and a wicked smile appeared on my lips. At this moment, more than 10 young men appeared behind me. Kid, are you the so-called school heartthrob? Elsewhere, Lin Mukshui was walking on the street, the feeling of unease in her heart growing stronger. Besides me, who else could it be? Could something have happened to me? Lin Mukshui recalled the recent scenes. It seemed I had said something to Hu Feng. Plus, my mood afterwards didn't seem right. Thinking this, Lin Mukshui no longer hesitated and turned to run back. At this moment, I looked with a cold expression at the 10 or so young men in front of me. One of them, the leader, said, someone asked me to give you a message. Stay away from Lin Mukshui. After speaking, he signaled for his lackeys to charge at me. Instantly, the sounds of fighting filled the alley. In just a moment, I already had bruises on my body and was overwhelmed by them. But my face still held a cold expression. The leader cursed inwardly. He originally thought I was just an ordinary university student, so he only brought a few lackeys with him, not taking me seriously at all. Who would have thought this kid was a tough one, and even managed to take down 2 of his men? Thinking of this, he punched me in the stomach. I managed to swallow a groan. Just as he was about to strike me again, a cold voice from behind caught their attention. Stop! I heard that familiar voice, and felt a little panicked inside. Following their gaze, I looked across. I saw a beautiful figure standing there. Lin Mukshui, breathing a little heavily, walked this way. She had just searched all the deserted places nearby, and luckily, found me in time. At this moment, she looked at my miserable state and was furious. She hadn't even had the chance to bully her little brother Xiao Yang, and he was already beaten up by this scum. Who gave you permission to hit him? Lin Mukshui kicked down the lackey in front, then charged at the rest. As a taekwondo champion, she quickly took down these 10+ people. After it was over, I looked at Lin Mukshui and met her cold gaze. When we get home, I want an explanation. Seeing this, I lowered my head like a child who did something wrong, not saying a word. Not long after, police sirens could be heard outside. Arrest all of them. After giving our statements, the 2 of us left. Sorry, I got you involved in this. Hearing that, Lin Mukshu said nothing and pulled me by the hand to a pharmacy. I'm fine. Fine? Lin Mukshu glared and pressed her hand on my arm. I immediately showed a pained expression. A moment later, she carried a bag out from inside. Actually, you don't need to worry about me. I don't want to worry about you either. You're a grown man, but you're still so foolish, seeing so many opponents and not knowing to run. After getting home, Lin Mukshui forcefully pulled my hand and started applying medicine for me. I just quietly looked at her serious profile while a strange feeling grew in my heart. You have to know that besides my grandpa, no one has ever cared for me like this. Right now, even though my body was in pain, my heart felt very sweet. Tell me, how did those people find you? Why did you? Lin Mukshu interrupted me, not giving me any chance. When I left, Grandpa said that I have to look after you. I even have Grandpa's phone number. If you don't listen, I'll call and tell him. Hearing that, my face darkened. How did I not know about this? The old man secretly gave Lin Muxue so much power behind my back. No, I said, a little worried. If Grandpa finds out I got into another fight, I'm doomed. Lin Muxue gave a mischievous smile, then hurry up and talk. So I lowered my head and said, it was Zhang Hao who sent them. Hearing this, Lin Muxue said angrily, you knew beforehand? Why didn't you tell me? And you even deliberately sent me away? Especially after seeing my evasive gaze, she knew she had guessed correctly. But she didn't expect that I got beaten up because of her. Zhang Hao. A barely perceptible cold glint flashed in Lin Muxue's eyes. Seeing her like this, I was startled again. Don't be angry, I know I was wrong. She knew I had misunderstood, so she softened her tone and said, sorry, I'm the one who caused you trouble. If I hadn't acted recklessly before, he wouldn't have come looking for trouble with you. I was astonished, my expression filled with disbelief. You actually know how to apologize? Hearing that, Lin Muxue's fists clenched again. The anger that had just subsided flared up again. She thought to herself, can this thing really be a boyfriend? Besides angering her, he was good for nothing. In the afternoon class, Hu Feng came to find me. Lang Yang, did Zhang Hao come looking for trouble with you? Sister-in-law just came looking for me. That aura of hers scared me to death. Hearing his strange form of address, the corner of my mouth twitched as I said, don't call her that. Long Yang, it's true. Sister-in-law came and asked me what I said to you this morning. I was intimidated by her aura, so I spilled everything. I frowned slightly and had a bad feeling. And then she stormed off. Hearing that, I also turned and left, leaving Hu Feng dumbfounded. He shook his head and complained, this couple is exactly the same. Elsewhere, Zhang Hao looked at the figure he had always longed for, his expression excited. Muxue, why did you ask me to come here? Lin Muxue said nothing, but rushed forward and kicked Zhang Hao to the ground. You were the one who sent people to beat up Xiao Yang, weren't you? Zhang Hao's pupils contracted, but he immediately calmed down. I don't know what you're talking about. Lin Muxue stepped forward, grabbed his collar and threw him forward. Zhang Hao stumbled and fell to the ground again. Stop pretending. Everything you do disgusts me. This is just a warning. Don't even think about touching Xiao Yang, and don't bother me again in the future. Otherwise, I won't be so lenient next time. After speaking, Lin Muxue turned to leave. Zhang Hao yelled from behind, why? What does he have that's worth you doing this? And what do you have? Besides the Zhang family, you're nothing. Don't think I don't know what your family is thinking. Give up on that idea. If you want to drag your family down, I'm willing to play along. But don't even think about threatening my Lin family in the slightest. Furthermore, in my eyes, you're not even worthy of being compared to Lang Yang. After that, Lin Muxue paid no more attention to Zhang Hao and turned to leave. When she turned the corner, she saw me running frantically in her direction. A ripple went through her heart, and her lips curved into a happy smile. I was worried about her. What's got you so flustered? Where are you running off to? Nothing. I ran into an acquaintance. We just chatted a bit. I looked at her with a strange expression. Do you take me for a fool? Aren't you a fool? Lin Muxue amusingly ruffled my hair. Don't touch my hair. Seeing that, she stopped teasing me and put on a different expression, saying, were you worried about me? Why would I be worried about you? I turned my face away and quickened my pace. Lin Muxue laughed and followed. The fool says no with his mouth, but yes with his heart. After returning to the convenience store, Lin Muxue, bored, rested her chin in her hand and thought, all the signs pointed to me probably, having some feelings for her, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have rushed to find her this afternoon. Too bad he's so dense. I wonder when I'll be able to win him over. On the other side, I was also thinking about this afternoon's events. According to what Hu Feng said, I felt that Lin Muxue had gone to settle the score with Zhang Hao. I don't know what came over me, but I ran at my top speed. The first thought was the small alley from the morning. Then, I was lucky enough to find her. The moment I saw her walk out safely, I seemed to relax. At this moment, a knock on the counter snapped me out of it. Zhang Qingming stood in front of me with a teasing expression. What are you spacing out about? Are you thinking about your girlfriend again? I remained silent, too lazy to even explain. After all, everyone already saw us as a couple. Looking at the clock, I realized my shift was over. I cleaned up my things and went next door, taking a few cans of beer from the fridge to the checkout counter. Lin Muxue raised an eyebrow and said, drinking that much? Stocking up? I'm not stupid. Don't judge me with your foolish mindset. No drinking. Why? Drinking is bad for your health. Stop bossing me around. I put on a fierce expression and took out my phone to pay. Lin Muxue put her hand out to block the payment code. We're not selling anymore. You can't buy it. I gave up. Then I sighed and turned to leave the convenience store. Lin Muxue knew I definitely wouldn't give up so easily, so she said goodbye to the owner and also left. Outside, she turned and headed home. I had to go home anyway. 10 minutes later, I returned home happily. As soon as I pushed the door open, I saw Lin Muxue sitting on the sofa, looking at me with a scrutinizing expression. You didn't run off to buy it somewhere else, did you? Hearing that, I guiltily glanced towards my room and then dashed inside like lightning. Lin Muxue was stunned for a moment, then went to my door and turned the doorknob, only to find it was locked from the inside. Lang Yang, open the door, you're not being honest. She had seen that my backpack was heavy earlier. There must be something heavy inside. At this moment, I ignored the shouting outside, leisurely took a can of beer from the bag and drank it. You bastard. I'm going to tell Grandpa. Go ahead. It's not like I did anything wrong anyway, Lin Muxue said through gritted teeth. Suit yourself. She let out a sigh, then turned around and went into her bedroom.